Well, Emma is very interesting and lovable, and she does everything she needs to do to kind of get by. How did you develop this character?
It was really easy to develop because I think when I thought about Emma's situation, I really thought, what would I do if I was put into this awful situation? What would I do if I had to take care of myself by rather nefarious sexual means? And what would I do if I then fell in love with one of my clients? And how would I cope if my financial situation was just so desperate that every decision I made could either save me another few days or send me under? And I just tried to make it as real as possible. And I think what makes Emma a likable heroine is she has no special skills. She really doesn't. I mean, even at domination, she's not very good at. She's a nice person, and she does her best, and she has a sense of humor. And that's kind of what makes her fun to write about, and I think it's what makes her fun to read about as well.
All right, well, we've spoken about Emma. I want to move on to Simon. Where did the inspiration for Simon come from, and what was it like developing this character?
Well, I chose Simon's career very carefully because as a man who had submissive tendencies, obviously they vary, but they do tend to be, according to my very, very informative book on the subject, they do tend to be high earners, professionals, who are sort of stuck in an industry which maybe doesn't give them a lot of scope for emotional creativity in their work, doesn't allow them to embrace their more artistic, creative side, and which is quite male-dominated. So I looked for a profession that ticked all those boxes, and architecture was the one that I found. So it worked out very nicely, actually. Then my other plan, when I dreamed Simon up, was that I wanted to make him a nice guy. And it can be hard, and I know because, I found it a little bit hard to make a romantic hero also a nice guy. Because basically, most of them, when you look down to what their behavior is really like and you strip away all the handsomeness and all the money, what they are is they are pretty much bastards, and they are control freaks. And, what comes across as commandingly, he told the waiter, "We shall both have the salmon," followed by the moose. When you think about it, who wants to be treated like that and told what to do as if you're 6 years old? So my challenge was to make Simon a man that would honestly put a woman first, a true gentleman, someone who was not afraid to give power to a woman, generous, kind, while also being a little bit dangerous, a little bit naughty, charismatic, romantic hero. And I tried to combine those two sides because I just feel very strongly, I've been in abusive relationships and they're horrible, and while I enjoy writing romance, I never ever ever want to write a romance about a man that shows abusive tendencies and tries to control a woman, not even in a romantic way, because I don't think it should be romanticized, and I don't think it's something that women should really be pushed into idolizing through any form of writing.